BMI. What's it mean? Well, it's not an automobile. BMI is body mass index, and I've always been kind of perplexed about it because our health is run by numbers. We got our cholesterol count, our blood pressure count, our lipid count, our LDL, our HDL, our BMI. We all get run by numbers in the health industry. So I wanted to think about what the heck is this BMI stuff? I see it on my reports all the time, but I don't quite understand it. So let's take a look. And by the way, my name is Casey Turton. I'm a certified life and wellness coach, and I'm host of the Wins Life Hacks and Life Coaching channel. And I'm really happy to report the number of views and subscribers has really grown over the past 8 or 9 months. So keep it up. Keep liking and subscribing. But let's take a look at a dive into this mysterious factor called BMI and how it got started and why we should care about it. So, does the name Alfred Quintolay mean anything to you? Well, it didn't to me either until I started looking up a little bit about body mass index and found out that he was a 19th century Belgian astronomer, statistician, and sociologist who wanted to come up with a number that examined the ratio between how tall you are and how fat you are. All right, give it a number. And he was doing that for a statistical reason. He wanted to compile a portrait of the population. Didn't really link it to health at all. So we can thank Mr. Quintolay for starting this for us. And how it emerged into the health issue, I guess, comes a little bit later. So time passed, and during World War II, a gentleman by the name of Ansel Keys decided to study the bodies of World War II soldiers, again, for a statistical look at population. And so he advanced it and actually was the one, or is attributed with coming up with the phrase body mass index. It used to be the Quintolay index, which sounds like something out of Seinfeld, doesn't it? But in any event, that's how we got to where we are. So let's take a look at exactly where we are. BMI is supposed to help classify us all into underweight, normal, overweight, and obese. And I got a little chart I'll put up for you, and you can see the numerical system that tells you where you're at on that chart. And usually when you go in for your labs with your doctor, that BMI number is present and can ruin your day or make you feel really good, either way, depending on how much stock you put into the number. But before we go too much further into this, just remember, I'm a life and wellness coach. I'm not a physician. And if you're having issues with your weight or your health or your heart or your blood pressure, please see your doctor. Take those medications or take those dietary changes and exercise you need to do. But let's go on a little bit further regarding the pluses and the minuses of this BMI index. There's a pretty good chance that if you have a high BMI into the overweight or obese range, that you're going to have parallel issues, of course, with your cholesterol, perhaps diabetes, perhaps sleeplessness, sleep apnea, a high risk for a heart attack. There's going to be other stuff going inside of you. So you don't necessarily want to ignore it, but you have to understand that BMI is slightly flawed, and here's the hitch. We have a muscle-bound guy, we have a definitely overweight guy in my little AI illustration here. And because there is a body mass to height, BMI often doesn't take into account what is that body mass made out of. Is it made out of fat? Is it made out of muscle? So you can have a muscle-bound guy with pretty close to the same BMI as an overweight guy. Now, in my illustration here, I think that's a little bit exaggerated, but you're getting my point here. So it doesn't necessarily follow that if you have a great BMI, you have no worries, that you're home free with heart conditions and blood pressure and circulation and all that. That's not true. You're going to want to make sure you get a complete lab workout and take a look at your overall health picture, and don't assume just because you can fit into a 32 waist and that guy's a 52 waist, one of you is more healthy than the other. It all goes back to common sense. A high BMI rating obviously can connect with things that aren't too desirous for your overall health. But if you are engaged in a healthy diet, exercise, positive attitude, taking care of your nerves, doing some mindfulness, meditation, adjusting your lifestyle, you may make changes while working with your physician to improve your overall health. In fact, if you would go to wellnesscompass.thinkific.com, which the link is also in the description, you'll be able to take a look at our weight management guide. This is an excellent course that helps you get off the fad diets, get off the pills, return and center yourself on a healthy relationship with your food, a healthy relationship with your goals, and lifestyle changes to make a permanent life change. So again, it's wellnesscompass.thinkific.com, and it's down in the descriptions. Also down in the description, I have a link for you for a BMI calculator from the National Institute of Health that you might want to take a look at. In the meantime, I hope you found this useful. I try to provide a lot of weekly content on the Wins Life Hacks and Life Coaching channel to help us all become a better person, live healthier, and live happier. So, until next time, I will see you in the future.